Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here. We're off for more of Ocarina of Time 3D, the boss replay mode. We're going to be doing the Gauntlet. We basically, in the last episode, fought every boss single-handedly instead of doing the Gauntlet, because every time when you refight them, you have a very limited amount of equipment. But you are even more limited in the Gauntlet, and it's one boss after another. As you can see, I've done it in 14 minutes, 6.56, and I've only done it once. We didn't beat Bongo in the last episode, but we might do here. So, not only that, but we're also going to be having a look at all the loadouts and differences on the Master Quest version of the boss replay and Gauntlet mode. And I am actually debating on remaking my Beta World video as well, because I remember that we had a lot of audio problems during that time, as well as frame rate issues, which should not be a problem now because I use better equipment. So, once again, we'll be improving. So, let's hop into the Gauntlet, and actually, let's get on with it. Now, the time does not stop until you are done. The time will start ticking immediately upon start. We have a full magic bar, but only half of it is filled. We start with 5 heart containers. We start with the slingshot equipped on X. We have our Kiri sword. We have nothing in our wallet, of course, and we have the basic wallet. But if you notice, we are actually equipped with the Goron's bracelet. Let's go check our items. We've got a bunch of stuff. We got no sticks, but we are able to use them. We got no Deku nuts, but we are able to use them. We got no bombs, but we are able to use them. The Megaton hammer in order to take out Volvagia, because that's the only way to damage her. The Hookshot, so if we do run out of arrows, we still have a method of actually doing stuff, even though it's slower. And it's not the long shot, so if you want the long shot, you're going to have to hope to God that you actually get it. The Lens of Truth, well, we've got half a magic bar, and that's the only thing that takes up magic, so that should be fine. But because we have magic, we are able to do the quick spin, so that's going to be fun. We have the boomerang, because that's the only way to hit Barinade, and of course arrows, because you kind of need those. So, we want to plan a little bit ahead here. I'm going to put Deku sticks on Y. I'm going to have... we don't really need bombs, so I'm going to leave those off for now. Let's go to gear, and let's see what we got. So, we pretty much have everything other than the big Goron sword, which makes perfect sense. If you want extra protection, you do have the Hylian shield available as a kid. You don't really need it, but remember that your Deku shield can get burned if you need it. So, but remember, you're only going against bosses, so if you know how to fight King Dodongo, the Deku shield shouldn't really be an issue. So you might as well just keep that equipped. Of course, once we get to an adult, we'll be needing to swap to the Goron tunic once we fight Volvagia, because otherwise we're going to have a time limit. You don't really need the blue tunic against Morpha, unless you want to fight underwater for whatever reason. But we can't even do that because we don't even have any in the boots. Oh dear. We also have the Goron's bracelet, so we can mess with the bomb flowers, because how else are we going to beat King Dodongo if we don't get our own bombs, which means we will have to go out of our way and lure him toward them in order to use them, but that's a problem that we're going to have to get there when we get there. We can only carry up to 20 bombs, we're only going to carry up to 30 seeds. I believe we have a quiver for only 30 arrows, because it's green here, and that's pretty much your lot. As I said, we only have 5 heart containers, and, oh okay, our magic bar is now full. Then why did it start at halfway? That's kind of odd. But yeah. That's pretty much what we got to do. Once we start the first boss, the timer begins, and the timer will stop in between boss transitions, and we'll finish once we hit the final warp with Twinrova. It's not going to stop now. And now, here's the thing. If we can quick spin this perfectly, we can beat Ghoma in under 6 seconds. That didn't happen. I got it in 7. But, you know... still very quick. That's probably the quickest you will ever kill Ghoma. And this is the only time you can do it as well. In the Gauntlet. Now, here's what I was talking about. What are we going to get? I'm just going to pick one and go. And that's really helpful. Because we can use that in the next battle. And only the next battle. So, that speeds us up a bit. Thankfully, pausing does pause the timer. We didn't get any Deku sticks though. And normally when you get a Deku stick from the chests... it's only 1 Deku stick. So you get double damage for the 1 attack. So, you got to use it wisely. But... King Dodongo is normally the one of choice for that, because Barinade will take a while regardless, and it just stops you from having an entire third round, excuse me, with King Dodongo. But because we got ourselves 10 bomb pickup, we can actually just bomb him like usual, so we can go straight through this. So we're probably going to just sit all the way through this Gauntlet for this video, because then you get to see what items I get. I was debating if I was going to do that, but in the end I'm going to do that in a separate video, because it makes a lot more sense. Here, bum! Right. Off you go. You see him rolling, they hating, patrolling, and he's gonna burn you riding dirty. Right, come on. Just open your gob. Right, bomb. I'm now going to swap to the boomerang, because we don't... Well, actually, no. Switch that to that button. And if we need Deku... If we do get lucky with Deku sticks, that would be nice to have equipped. Of course, your equipment that you have equipped is going to be automatically changed when you become an adult due to, you know, not having the right items equipped. You can't have the slingshot equipped as a kid. And I forgot I need to hit him again. That's my bad. I'm used to doing 2 rounds. But I can't double damage him, so that's a problem. Well, I say double damage. That's what the jump attack is, to be honest. Quadruple damage, because it'll be a jump attack. Where are you going? He just... What? I just got trolled. I just got rickrolled. Why is he going the other way? Dude! I'm stunned right now. This dude is literally trolling me. He's still doing it. Oh my god. I'm not exactly wanting to Barney with Barney right now, but he's really ruining me here. Don't normally have him doing that. I don't know why he did that. That's the first time he's ever done that to me, and he did it multiple times in a row. Okay, that was cheap. That made me waste some time. Get out of here. You see him trolling. I be hating. Way to stick that song around on, like, 180. That was annoying. And we're quite far away from those chests because we didn't fight them on the same side that we normally do. Alright, I need a pause. I need to get those Deku sticks back up. Let's roll over here. I'm going to go big this time. What am I going to get? That's not helpful. We don't need that for the next battle, so I'm just going to have to main with normal damage. Fair enough. So you get to see what I mean. It's like a miniature randomizer, also like a roguelike, because obviously if you lose, you've got to do the whole lot again. And then your items reset, and you've got to get them all again as well. And they're randomly generated, and you just got to pick which chest do you want out of the two, big or small. So, by the way, the big chest won't give you the dramatic thing as like opening the chest as you've seen before, even if it is a major item. It will just be a kick item, and there you go, get it. So, yeah, it's quite interesting, to be perfectly honest. It is a miniature randomizer. At least it's an official randomizer. It's just bosses only, not the entire game. But I can see why Nintendo may not want to actually do that officially. Are you kidding me? And that would be... Wow, the game is really slowing down here. It's maintaining the frame rate. It's just like, you know... Actually, that's a thing. If you keep attacking the main body, all the other gelatins go away. That's something I forgot to do in the last recording. Yeah, for whatever reason, on the first round, you don't have to take out all the berries individually. You could just keep hitting the main body. But obviously on the second round, he hides his main body. And I never got that. I thought that was just to dupe you out. Right, if I do this... Well, that got him, but I didn't backflip enough. Alright, there we are. Right, get back in there, you. What? Seriously? Right. And now we gotta wait. Now, here's something that you can actually do to cheap out this Gauntlet a little. Just like Ghoma, there are actual pots. Well, Ghoma has grass, but this boss fight actually has pots that you can use to recover your health. So, if you're, you know, running low on health and you're not getting lucky with a bottle or a potion in a bottle pickup from a chest, you can heal here, but I think it's like the only time that you're going to be able to, which makes sense, because you're going to be in a transition from kid to adult, and not only that, but this is also like the toughest boss for young Link, so, I mean, it is definitely the longest, I'll say that, unless you get what King Dodongo did to me, so... Seriously, that never happens. He doesn't go the other way and then continues going that way. I don't know why he did that. He just completely walked off and then kept on rolling. Right, I kind of would like to go grab a heart. Yeah, I'm going to grab a heart while I wait for the chest to spawn, because for whatever reason, they're a little bit late on spawning in this room, so there we are. And I'm going to open this one. So I didn't waste too much time there. That is not necessary, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, you're not going to see what the other item was. It doesn't do that, like, guessing game thing where it just pops out saying, ah, this is the rupee, this is the key. So it doesn't do anything like that. You just never know what's in the other chest. Okay, now I need to swap my items. So we've got the bow equipped. I'm immediately going to switch my gear to the red tunic and the mirror shield, so I don't have to worry about doing that later. Let's see, we also have Volvagia next, so I would like the hammer. And yeah, that's all I would need for now. I don't really want to be putting... Well, I guess I could put the Lens of Truth on 2 for now, because that's more of a toggle than anything else, but the constant use items I like on physical buttons. So I like how they do that as well. Like, you have 2 context sensitive buttons on the actual touch screen, and then you have 2 physical buttons. It's like a nice compromise to like free up like buttons. Actually, saying that, I don't think the control pad actually does anything, because Majora's Mask used the control pad to good effect. Because it puts Tattle on there, and that means you can still look around or use the Picto box if you picked it up. Now I go talking about a game that everybody wants me to do, and I haven't done it yet, but now I can record 3DS. So this is more like, you know, just testing the groundwork for that. I'm probably not even looking about the bottom screen that much, so I can have this in full screen-ish. I say ish because it's not true widescreen. Alright, where are you, you mug? That's too dark. That's the light one. Hibby! Right in the heart of the beast, I guess? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I'm on you. Let's snipe you. Can I get a headshot? Headshot! Well, it didn't look like it from that angle, but when I let go of the arrow, it was going to be a headshot. So I'm going to call it that. God, imagine if Zelda... Well, I was about to say, imagine if Zelda games actually had headshots. They technically do in Breath of the Wild, but it doesn't one-shot the beast. So, that's the thing. I guess that would be a bit broken, though, because how else are you going to be fighting Lynels? Just one-shot every single one of them with a headshot? I guess you can with an ancient arrow, but you got to forge those, so you got to craft them. That's a thing. Unless you're really lucky on finding, like, a pickup of 3 or something. I just spoiled how to fight Lynels. You're welcome! You're welcome! You know, I need to watch Moana again. That was a really good Disney film. It was so well animated. The problem is... You know what? Let's talk about that for a moment. Disney films. It's like... I know, completely unrelated, but we're just fighting the bosses again. Yippee! Yeah, for some reason, when you, like, whack him in a certain way, you get launched way back. Anyway, Disney films. I like Moana, and most of the songs are okay, but when it just comes out like a song out of nowhere of it, it has to have the whole bloody village singing. It's like, yep, that's like Disney, and at the same time, I'm not a fan of that kind of thing anymore. I don't mind, like, Be Our Guest, because it forwards the plot, and it's the animation's nice, but when you got, like, the whole village singing, like, oh, this is what we do, this is how we live, it's like... Yeah, can you not just explain... I don't need the song, to be honest. It's not a bad song, don't get me wrong. It's just that I tend to fast forward or skip those songs. I mean, even if I go back to something like Snow White or something, even though I can't really because that's VHS and I don't have a VHS player anymore. Yep, I still have those. They were a thing, guys. Not everything's digital. But it was from, like, the old collection that we have. I don't... rebuy everything. It's not a movie that I watch all the time, but it's like, for example, if I was going to watch something like that, I kind of skip all the songs unless it's hi ho, because, you know, that's so iconic. It makes the movie, and the movie moves along with it. It doesn't, like, come to a standstill just for the song. And then you got, like, the songs that you always love, like, you know, like, Never Had a Friend Like Me from The Genie, like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I'm mumbling about all this. It's just, it's probably because we've done these but wow, they were late. Game, could you actually load these while we're in the cutscene? Because that would be nice. That's not really helpful. I say that. You'd think that a bottle would be helpful, because then if I pick up another, like, if I pick up another chest and it actually is a potion or something, I would get it put in my bottle. But if I didn't have a bottle, I would get a bottle to put it in. So yeah, it's kind of redundant on not having it. And this is why I equipped the fire tunic while messing about with my items before Phantom Ganon, so I can just run straight in here and get on with it. Forward planning with your equipment is actually very nice to do. And right after I beat Volvagia, I'm going to probably equip the no, I am going to equip the Hookshot because I kind of need it. I'll probably swap off the the hammer for it, because the hammer's not going to be useful for the amoeba, because Morpha. Because I'm not going to be able to hit it, because it's going to be too bloody slow with the swings. Yeah, now your helmet ain't flashing green. It's like when I whack you with the hammer, it flashes green. It's weird. I still don't understand. It's still baffling me. God, we've only been going on for like just under 6 minutes in the actual. Oh wow! My God, I forgot how much damage the hair does. I guess it is like molten lava, but still, that was 4 hearts. I'm gonna die next hit. That's not gonna be good. Right, I don't want to be using too many arrows. I kind of need them actually. That's a bad idea. The hookshot ain't gonna damage. I'll say that right now. Right, I don't want to be too close when she pops out. That's the thing. But I don't want to be too far away that I miss my chance. God, remember in the Uber challenge, I barely dodged death. She was going to blow, and then I whacked her at the last possible frame. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think I can hit her on this pass. No, I can't. I'm going to do this. So yeah, that was a little bit of a silly play. I've lost... Well, at least I'm not on my final heart, so I guess that heart container did come in handy, so I got respectable health. Because I don't think Morpha does too much damage on contact. But if I was on 1 heart, that would be scary. If I get grabbed by Morpha, though, I'm still dead. You know, I don't remember this game having as that many points of slowdown, but it kind of is. Which is odd, because I'm playing on the new 3DS, but it's like with like any N64 games that don't use the expansion pack, even if you have it in. If it's not programmed to use the additional memory that the systems that the peripheral system is supplied with, it's not going to do it. It's like with games like that, it's kind of similar to how it is with like 32-bit Windows, because they can't use more than 4 gig of RAM even if you have more than 4 gig plugged in. They just cap off at 4 gig RAM. You have to have a 64-bit machine in order to use more than 4 gig of RAM. I'm talking about one thing and I immediately segue into another. Seriously, we have to wait for the head in order to get a chest. I do not remember this taking so long, and yeah, the chests appear on both ends of the arena, so you just got to choose. That's actually helpful because that is technically a full recovery. Yeah, you kind of forget that when you don't take a lot of damage. Heart containers are full recovery, so considering that I took a massive hit, that was actually really good. If I got a potion, I would have had to waste that immediately, and I wouldn't have got a health extension, so that's a thing. I was actually tapping the items tab, and that text box appeared because Navi had to interrupt, and I'm like, thanks Navi. I was trying to equip my hookshot in mid-jump, so as soon as I landed, the cutscene would start, but you had to interrupt. I know what's in here. Why do you think we're doing a gauntlet? Yeah. I just noticed my time is 7:24 right now, like on the dot. How do I keep doing that? Right, aquatic amoeba, let's go. I don't know if I can snipe you with arrows, so I might actually try that. I'm pretty sure it don't affect though. Actually, I wonder how this guy reacts to ice arrows. I've never tried that, but then again, you can't really. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. So yeah, we haven't got the best range, but I kind of fight close to this guy anyway, so that's not that big of an issue. Oh, perfect. Wow. Nice! Can we keep this going? Ah! Okay, I'm going to move over here because I think he's going to be forming 2 soon. Alright. So yeah, we don't normally fight this guy with the hook shot. It's normally the long shot. So this is actually kind of interesting. I mean, a little bit interesting because then you can't really keep your distance. You have to be pretty much on top. But considering how I normally fight it that way anyway, it's not that big of an issue. But it's still a little bit different because you're used to having that extra little bit of distance available, especially if it lunges straight forward. Plus, they can reach for quite a ways, and you like that because they kind of like lunge forward a bit while they are outstretched. They kind of pulsate, and they can grab you during that pulse, and it gives them a little bit of an extra reach. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah, there's no way I can hookshot that. I'm just glad that the inside the ladders on the pillars aren't made of wood, because that would actually be a pain, because then I would hookshot to it. That's it. Why are you forming it there? I was nowhere near that area. You weird amoeba. Come here. Imagine an amiibo like this. Actually, now I think about it, it's kind of similar to a Metroid. It's got like a red nuclei and it's all electrified in a gelatin kind of film. Then again, aren't Metroids technically amoebas with just weird teeth on the bottom? Well, the standard larval stages anyway. Because, you know, Metroid Returns, Samus Returns, I guess Metroid Returns, that makes sense. Actually, that's a game I could do. Ooh, I'm getting ideas now. I just thought, because I'm just talking while doing this, because why not? But at the same time, I'm coming up with ideas for 3D, because obviously I want to do, tempted to do Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I just don't know when, because I prefer the original Luigi's Mansion way more than Dark Moon, because Dark Moon seems to overstay its welcome because of the mission structure, and I'm not a fan of how the Poltergust 5000 works compared to the 3000. Remember, the 4000 was a car in Mario Kart DX. That's why it's the 5000. But I am excited for the Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch. That's been confirmed to be in development. Still haven't seen anything in Metroid Prime 4 yet, other than that initial reveal when the Switch was unveiled, shortly unveiled. I don't know. It's weird. I got like more ideas because I know. What's that gonna do for me? That's interesting. Thank God that when we grab an item that the timer actually stops, so I can actually react to that. This is probably the first time I've grabbed a Po in this. This is a wild card. I don't know if I'm going to get healed or if I'm going to take damage. That's not helpful. That is more judgmental than anything else. That could bring me down to a quarter if I'm unlucky. I'm not happy about that. That's not good. I'm not having a good run here, I don't think, with the items. The Deku Seeds didn't get used. I've grabbed 2 heart containers. One of them was helpful. One of them technically wasn't. Oh, wait. Hang on. Alright, this is Bongo. I've got half my arrows remaining. We've got the Lens of Truth, but I do not have the hover boots. So this is going to be a little bit more of an annoyance. I'm probably going to die a painful death. There's not really much else I can do with my equipment, so yeah, oh dear. But if I can get the Twinrova, it's pretty much smooth sailing. But this is the problem, because I haven't got the hover boots, more arrows, or even, what was the other thing? Maybe even one of the spells like Din's Fire and Nairu's Love. You can get Nairu's Love, I've just never had it. That would be pretty good, because obviously if you want to go for invincibility, you're going to run out of magic, and then you may not be able to do, like, this boss, because you may not ever get the snipe. Seriously, there's just a black wall that masks him. It's... Right, I need to turn this on, and I can't move when I bounce! Right. Wait, why am I bouncing off of him? I'm trying to hit him. What the heck was that? Every time I try to spin, I just kept bouncing off. There we are. There we are. That's what I want to do. I want to take this guy out as quickly as possible. Oh, wow, really? Another round? I don't know why, but every time I fight Bongo, I have to go quiet. It's like that boss, I have to do quiet. Wow, he took way more spins than I remember. Because I took him out really quick in the Yoba challenge, even though I did get hit a couple of times. That was still pretty fast. That was not the best, but at least I beat him this time. So I guess take my starting time. No, you can't do that. I was about to say it just equal up the time that I beat him here, and that's my score for the single battle. But that's not true because my stats are different. So yeah, that's the thing as well, because like your stats like change as you go, and that's quite unique. Yeah, that's what I like to see. The chests actually spawn while I'm in the cutscene. And like I said, you could... Wow, another heart container? Seriously? I would like a little bit more variety in that game. And I've got 1 arrow to my name. I just realised I had one shot left. Wow. Well, at least we're on the final round here, so I don't really have to worry about my equipment, but at the same time, wouldn't have minded a potion to replace the pole, because I've only got one bottle, I believe it overwrites. But if I don't get hit, I should be good, and I don't normally get hit by this boss, so we're actually going to finish the gauntlet. Of course, fail Bongo Bongo when I have about 10 hearts, but when I have 8, and not even then, I had 7, and I didn't not have the hover boots, I actually nailed it. But that's because the buttons were actually working this time. I don't know why they... Trying to turn off the Lens of Truth wasn't working last time. That was really strange. Alright, so yeah, once we walk through the warp after beating these two, that would be our final time up, and that will be the gauntlet complete. You don't get a prize for beating the gauntlet, but it is quite fun because, you know, the items always change. Of course, like I said, you always have your basic equipment, it's just that. So I can't really bait them because I don't have any arrows to bait them with, so I've got to just go for the long haul. And of course, because this is luck based in terms of where they actually go, this could eat up your time and ruin a good speed. Did I beat this in 14 minutes before? That means I've got to beat these two ladies very quickly, so I've got to get really lucky. And what? They hit me from behind, and that did 2 hearts damage. That's not fair. Well, I guess it was fair. I was at the wrong angle, but still. At least I didn't get frozen. That would have been even worse. I'm guessing it just scuffed my shield and knocked me flying. Don't you start moving, lady. Where are you going? Hit me! Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. So yeah, the Megaton Hammer I'm not going to be using in this battle either, mainly because it's too slow. I'd rather do stabs or jump attacks. And it's all about speed. Again, that was really quick. Hang on. No, I did not hit the same one 3 times. Is it just 3 hits and there you go? Did they change that in this version? I'm starting to notice that now. Alright, here we go. So all we got to do is get 3. I'm not going to do it in time. I'm not going to beat my previous record at least, I know that. I think it was because of Volvagia, because I took that whack and I had to wait a little bit longer. I think that might have what, ate up my time. No, it was also King Dodongo that ate up my time. Because he trolled me, that was it. That's what wasted my time. Alright, here we go. Let's not be fancy, let's just get it done. Aha! Yeah, I'm not going to do crouch stabs anymore, because I'm not getting enough of them off. It'd probably be just better to combo. You know what kind of Zelda game I would like to play? A Zelda game that had a combat system similar to, like, Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, obviously we haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, so I don't know if I want to say Kingdom Hearts 3. For now, I'll say Kingdom Hearts 2. Imagine all those, like, combos and flips and stuff while fighting enemies. I mean, instead of having growth abilities, you still have to rely on items, but I feel like having those kind of attacks and combos and having a lot more enemies to fight at once and bashing them all at once, doing some aerial with like area of effect attacks, the spell attack on a whim, like how Quick Blitz works in the Kingdom Hearts games, because that's pretty much their version of the spin attack. Pretty cool. I just feel like it could work really well, and of course for guards you would just use your shield. I don't know how the game would be structured, but even though they say that the combat for Breath of the Wild is quite in-depth and is actually quite useful, like how each weapon changes your combo, it's very lukewarm in terms of what the combat is, but you have a lot of ways to approach combat. Like, do you just want to keep chucking bombs from a distance? Do you want to whack them with a tree? Stuff like that. But when it comes to actual combat with weapons, with a sword, you just literally have a 4-hit horizontal swipe. With 2-handed weapons, you do a 2 swipe. With spears, you like stab 5 times. It's like there's no variety in like the actual movement with weapons. You're basically just doing the basic stuff. Calling Link like the best knight of Hyrule, obviously when he goes amnesiac due to his year-long sleep, all he does is what anyone does with a weapon, just swing it wildly. but he just brings it around for a hefty whack on the final combo. And it's like, yeah, it's like all these other enemies, that's why they're so much more threatening, because they use the weapons in such unique ways. You use them in the basic way. I mean, obviously, like in other Zelda games, you have, like this one, for example, you have the horizontal swipes, you have the vertical swipes, but you can vary it up, and if you're targeting and, like, hold left or stab, you can, like, do different attacks that are not actually there, but it's just there for flavour, but it's still nice visually, you know? And it's like... And I don't mind the flurry rush. It makes sense, because there's always been, like, some element with time after Ocarina of Time when it comes to Zelda games, and... you know, having, like, you know, a descendant of a potential hero of time, having the ability to pretty much slow down time in a fever-pitch dodge is pretty badass, but as well as bullet time. But, you know, bullet time's almost everything. You could suggest it's from the Sheeta Slate as well, to be honest, but I don't know. It's weird. 1453. No chest spawn because we're at the end. Jump into the warp, and we're done. No new record, but if you guys want to beat that, if you can beat it, because obviously items are different every time, that's a thing. But with that, you just get kicked out, and you're done. So, yeah, that's the Gauntlet mode, and that's the boss replay in its entirety. But we're not done yet. We need to go see how the Master Quest ups the ante. So, I'll boot up my Master Quest file, and I'll see you here on the flip side. Get it? Because it's mirrored. And no, I did not flip the footage. I am actually here. My stats are different because I took a bit of damage. I got caught by one of the moblins. Anyway, this is more of a footnote, since if and whenever I do Master Quest, I might just do it as another full 100% walkthrough on the 3DS version, so at least then we have like a full playthrough of the 3DS version. 100% because the world map is the same, as I've said before, it's just the dungeons that are different. You also take double damage and the world is mirrored. I could do the GameCube version, but then it would look the same, and, you know, this is a lot more challenging as well. And since it's more challenging, it might be more fun, because Iron Knuckles will not do 4 damage, they'll do 8 hearts of damage, and that is scary as heck. But yes, we just do the same thing as before. We just go relive a battle, boss replay mode, and yeah, it's the same thing as before. Well, check the Gauntlet mode out first. What do we start off with? Well, as I've said before, you start off with pretty much half of the stuff you would before. You start off with your small magic bar, but it's maxed out. You only start with 3 hearts. You still have your basic equipment, and you still have your basic gear. So everything is pretty much the same, except for the fact that if anything can be lower, it will be at the lowest denominator. So yeah, the boss replay mode in the Master Quest is pretty much a pseudo 3 heart mode. So they kind of implemented that into the game officially as well. So what we're going to do now is go through every single, well, just go through the equipment of every single one of these, and I will be cutting around to explain what we start off with. The only difference is with Ghoma it's going to be exactly the same, so we're going to skip her entirely. Since Ghoma is exactly the same, we're starting off with King Dodongo. The difference between the original and the Master Quest King Dodongo refight is that, well, you only have 1 heart container less. Nothing too dramatic. Next up is Barinade. Once again, you are just limited to 3 hearts, so you have 2 hearts less than what you would normally have in the original boss replay, and your items are pretty much exactly the same as they were in the original as well. Remember though, you do take double damage, so a couple of hits from Barinade and you're going down, boy. So for the Phantom Ganon Master Quest replay, for some reason we are now given 2 heart containers. Not 6, because that's what we would have after Barinade, but we have 5. However, our gear and items are exactly the same as before. Volvagia is lethal. Considering your hair can normally do about 4 hearts damage, that's 8 hearts of damage, and you're going to die because you still only have 5 hearts. Your items, however, still stay exactly the same. You have 30 arrows, you have the Megaton Hammer, you have the Fire Tunic. Nothing much else different. Of course, once I get a chance I can actually show you, because Volvagia takes forever. There we are, 5 hearts. No items other than the bow and the hammer, and the standard equipment. You know, I still don't understand why you actually have the blue tunic in this battle, considering you don't have the iron boots to, you know, take advantage of the blue tunic itself. I mean, it's not like you take damage from the water, so yeah, it's kind of weird. Yes, Morpha. You have 5 hearts yet again. Basically, when you're an adult, that's pretty much all you have. Maybe it's because you're older, you just have more health. And I did actually misremember, because as we check our items, we do actually have the long shot. So, yeah, we have the long shot. I thought we had the hook shot. I was obviously thinking of the Gauntlet mode, where you start with the hook shot, and if you want the long shot, you gotta just be lucky and get it. Gear is the same as before, as the original boss replay. Just don't get grabbed, you're probably gonna die. Bongo, Bongo. Yeah, if he punches you or grabs you, you're probably gonna die. Equipment is exactly the same. You still only have 5 hearts. You have both the boots. For some reason, they're in a slightly different position than I remember them being in. That may just be me, though. You still only have 30 arrows. Still have the Lens of Truth. But this time, you only have half a magic bar instead of a full magic bar. And you still only have 5 hearts instead of what you would normally have if you just had every heart container up to this point in in the intended order. Sorcerer's Twins Twinrova. If you get hit by the fire or the ice on the floor, you're probably going to survive with only a quarter of a heart left if you're really unlucky. You still have your 30 arrows on your bow, you literally have nothing else in your items, you have nothing in your gear, and you still only have 5 hearts. So yeah, it's definitely harder than before, especially with the double damage, and it's also mirrored. But when it comes to the boss arenas at least, the game being mirrored isn't really a problem since the areas are symmetrical. The only main problem is the damage output and your lowered health. I'm bailing because I'm gone. And that was the Gauntlet mode and the Master Quest differences to the boss replay and Gauntlet modes. Now, Ganon isn't actually there because, well, just like in the original releases, you can't save after you beat the game, so it just clocks you back to your previous save, and, well, it never registers that you've actually beaten Ganon or Ganondorf for the escape sequence. So they are not replayable, but because it always clocks you back to before you do that, if you just want to, just like originally, if you want to refight the boss fight with Ganon, you can just do it again from there with all your equipment. It's just that it would be nice if you could fight him with limited equipment, instead of just replaying the entire game again with those restrictions in order to fight him, but then again, I guess it makes it more climactic that way. Still is a nice little bonus that they included it for both the Master Quest version and for the normal version within the 3DS cartridge. You get both quests. Majora's Mask didn't get a second quest, funnily enough, but because most of it is different, especially the way you have to fight the bosses in Majora's Mask 3D. Majora's Mask 3D is pretty much what I would consider a Master Quest to the original Majora's Mask, because it's different enough to be considered different. Because like the fairies are in different places, some rooms you have to do a little bit differently, or some physics are different, so traversing the world itself is a bit different, and the bosses are completely different. So yeah, even though they're the same bosses, you fight them in different ways. But yeah, with all that, that's pretty much all I've got covered for the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time that I wanted to either cover that I haven't covered before, because it's a lot easier to do now, and I can also present it better, or remaking, as well as including extra stuff that I didn't before, due to the fact that the quality from previous wasn't exactly up to snuff. As I've said before, they were all in the cards when I mentioned them, and they're all still included in the playlist. So yeah, it's funny really, this Let's Play is getting like 5 additional videos, because I'm just basically remaking most of the stuff with the remake. It's in remakeception. But that, guys, I'm going to have a nice little lie down after a nice cup of milk with this cow here, and I'll see you guys. Well, if I do return to Ocarina of Time, it will either be a randomizer, perhaps, or back on emulator, or we'll be going back on emulator to explore the beta worlds a little bit more without that weird echoey effect with my commentary, because that was the only way I could do it at the time, and that was before I perfected my recording with recording on screen, and now I use a completely different program, because that's the same program I use for this. OBS or XSplit, if it's a lot more, easier to work with. With that, guys, I'll see you guys next time, and I'll see you guys for either the beta or for anything else I do on the channel. See you guys next time.